Hey everyone, it's Master Bruno and welcome back to my channel. So today what I wanted to do is share 4 easy sort of diet tips that can help you in losing weight and just staying a bit more slimmer. If you didn't know or have seen in my videos, I'm actually really slim. A lot of people say that it's just my genes, but I feel like it's also because of the way I eat, because people eat differently from me and my family, so I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm one of the more slimmer people out there. But I'm just gonna share these really easy tips for you guys, because I know that a lot of people actually don't do this and they don't realize that it actually affects your health and your diet. I actually saw online some of these tips that I'm gonna share with you guys were actually done scientifically in a test and were proven to actually help with losing weight or just staying a bit more slimmer, I guess. We're gonna go and start the video, so hopefully you learned something today. Okay, so the first tip is to make sure you drink a cup of water before you start your meal. Or it can be a bowl of soup or something like that, because liquid actually contains less calories than obviously when you eat a meal, because liquid actually can be consumed really quickly and also can be like, you can get rid of it quickly, and also actually spends less time in your body. Also liquid is good for hydration and things like that. Usually water is really good, or just start off with a nice healthy soup is also a good idea too. And if you're someone like me who doesn't really like to just drink water because it's too plain, I like to add a few strawberries in just to give it a bit more taste. Or you can add in some other fruit that you might think tastes good for you, and try that. Okay, and the next step when you're eating your meal is to not eat so fast. And I know it sounds a bit strange, don't eat so fast, but it's actually true. Some people, I don't know why, my cousin told me that, like especially in like family situations, if you don't eat fast enough, all the food's gonna be gone and you won't get anything. But try and not do that. Don't do that. So what you want to do is eat slowly. I'm not saying like eat like, I don't know, like a tortoise or something, but just eat at a slower pace than normal, and make sure you chew your food well. And the reason for this is because it takes a little while for the stomach to send a signal to your brain to say, oh, I'm full. Basically, if you eat faster, then your stomach's gonna get more food, but if you eat slower, you're gonna get less food in, because once your brain receives that signal, it's over, your meal's done. What you want to do is get that signal in when you have less food in your stomach. And tip number 3. This can be a bit strange to people, but is one that I've done for ages. Seriously, ages. And I know a lot of people don't really follow this. A lot of people, they like to eat until they feel very full and it's sort of uncomfortable. But for me, I like to eat until I'm about, I guess maybe 80-85% full, so I can actually fit, I don't know what you can say, like another meal in, sort of, but I feel satisfied enough to not eat anymore. And I guess with this tip, it sort of helps with that thing with your brain and your stomach. But also what it does is basically you don't intake as much food into your body. Of course that means that you won't get as many calories into your body. I don't know what I'm saying. I think with this tip, it sort of helps to sort of shrink your stomach. Ends up getting smaller, so you don't need to eat as much food in the future, so it sort of trains your stomach. But I know that a lot of people don't do this. I'm the only person I know who does this, but I know there's other people who do it as well. But it's just something to keep in mind. And my last diet tip is a very easy one, but a very hard one for people to follow sometimes, is to not is to not snack in between meals. And I know this is really hard, but it's something that I usually keep. So how do we do this? For one thing is to try and get rid of all the junk food and all the sort of snacky foods that may be lying around in your house or wherever you may be at, because temptation is the biggest factor in snacking. I noticed that with quite a lot of my friends, so watch out for that. But of course, sometimes you just get hungry and you really need to eat something, especially when you're out and your stomach growls. It's happened so many times for me. So what you want to do is eat healthier snacks, maybe a fruit or a vegetable. I don't know, some of you eat carrots or tomatoes. you can think of healthier options like nuts. I think nuts are good for protein. Well, I actually haven't studied in ages, but I know that they're good for your brain too. But you can do more research on that. But just try and snack on healthier products if you really need to satisfy that little hunger before your next meal. But make sure you don't eat too much. Just eat a little bit, just so that you're not hungry, to stop that little hunger growl. But you can also think about drinking some water, because of course water is good to satisfy that stomach. That is the 4 facts that I want to share today, so hopefully you learned something, and it is my secret to keeping slim, so hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. I know some of it's sort of like basic knowledge, but it actually worked for me, so yeah, I think that's all. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you guys in my next video. I really want to do more sort of health related topics because I find it really interesting, and I want to do more research on it as well, because I actually didn't research this. I was just in bed one day and the idea just came to me to make this video, because I know that a lot of people want to try and keep a bit more slimmer. I can't really say fit because it doesn't really relate to this video, but definitely keeping a lot slimmer and I guess eating a bit more healthier. So hopefully you learned something, and we'll see you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys. Bye!